Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, friends. Um, Now during our discussions, we studied about um, meditation on the Satipatthana Sutta, a discourse on establishing mindfulness. In that discussions, we explored first breathing meditation, next posture meditation, and also full awareness meditation. And also we learned that the last two meditations, posture meditation and also full awareness, they're a bit close, little bit same. During that discussion, the last one, we studied about the full awareness in respect to the wisdom, so that we learned by practicing full awareness that we develop wisdom. And then the wisdom means that in the ability to distinguish what is good and what is bad, what is skillful and what is unskillful. And my friends, today we will study a little bit more about the full awareness according to the Buddha's life. Because even though that these are meditations, meditation practices, that there is a time that we will get into this meditation and we live with that meditation. So we stay with that meditation with our peaceful heart. So when we develop full awareness, it come to our life and it will not leave us. It will be forever with us. So when such a full awareness is being developed, so we will get more and more mindfulness into our life, and also we will get the wisdom to eradicate the unskillful things such as anger, greed, and delusion. So all of these meditations has a goal, um, that is the awakening. So the awakening means that we let go all the um, distracted thoughts like anger, greed, and delusion. Now, before we start our discussion, I will share with you the instructions that Buddha gave regarding the full awareness meditation. For a quick recap, we will read this. So this is, let's go to the four postures. This is how the meditation on four postures taught by the Buddha. Buddha say, these are the instructions. Again, bhikkhus, when walking, a bhikkhu understands I'm walking. When standing, he understands I'm standing. When sitting, he understands I'm sitting. When lying down, he understands I'm lying down. Or he understands accordingly however his body is disposed. Now, as we can see, during this meditation, we will merely observe our basic four postures and also the other transitioning movements, but just to observe the movements. But when it comes to the next, the full awareness, this is called Sampajanya meditation. And in this meditation, the instructions goes like this. Again, bhikkhu, say bhikkhu is one who acts in full awareness when going forward and returning, who acts in full awareness when looking ahead and looking away, who acts in full awareness when flexing and extending his limbs, who acts in full awareness when wearing his robes and carrying his outer robe and bowl, who acts in full awareness when eating, drinking, consuming food and tasting, who acts in full awareness when defecating and urinating, who acts in full awareness when walking, standing, sitting, falling asleep, waking up, talking, and keeping silent. Now, during all the movements, one practices and exercises this wisdom, this full awareness, in order to let go the unskillful things and also to keep the skillful things. Now, this meditation is also called detailed posture meditation because it go much more detail and deeper level of, uh, of, of observing the movements. And in the same time, we are developing some wisdom towards our life. So this can be the meditation of the cushion. Once we stop our breathing meditation, we can start to observe our movements this way. And regarding this meditation, we studied that we can also develop wisdom while we are consuming our food. And we can think about, we can reflect about the food that we are taking and what the purpose of taking this food. So all together, we are developing this full awareness. When we reflect on the food according to this full awareness, it develops our wisdom. It doesn't bring us craving, excessive craving. Even though that we know the purpose, it doesn't mean that we block our feelings of the food that we get, but we develop the detachment to the food so that we don't make any distractions while we consuming our food. And also while we dress and while we um, go back and forth, while we work, whatever we do, even we are keeping silent, we try to exercise this full awareness. So there are some more guidance and more instructions relating to this meditation, but we only studied about the mindful eating when we get the food, how we should reflect. But as we go by, we will study those parts also. But as for now, this we should know that this full awareness is something that we practice out the cushion so that we can uh, protect our peace of mind. Now, normally when one draws to the meditation, people draws to the meditation, come to the meditation with a distracted mind. So it is because that the person couldn't be full aware regarding the other activities. So as soon as a person sits down and try to observe the breathing, it appears to them impossible. It is because the mind was not protected in the other times. If we leave our mindfulness, like if we let go the mindfulness during other activities, and if we try to develop mindfulness only during 1 hour in the breathing meditation, definitely it is difficult. It appears to us as impossible. The mind is so much distracted. It's because that we um, abandon the full awareness during our other activities. And the reason why the Buddha teach this is to protect our life in our other activities so that we can uh, protect our heart and protect our mind and like confirm our peace of mind during the other activities we do. Now, friends, during the full awareness, most important thing to observe is our mind, and at the same time we observe our activities, and also we watch our mind, whether our mind is mixing, like if our mind is go to the hindrances or not. We are doing that a recognition of our heart whenever it enters to distracted hindrances. Let's say, for an example, during that our walk, we were to get a sense desire. So we need to observe that. We need to recognize that. So we studied that in during our previous sessions that as long as you recognize something that you are taking it under your control, as long as you don't recognize it, it can do every harm that it can do to our mindfulness. But as long as we are recognizing the hindrances and we spot the hindrances, we can take our control over it. We don't need much things to do, or we don't need to think something uh, when you catch the hindrance in its initial steps. Normally these hindrances are growing like a seed, so it has a gradual growth. If we don't do anything, it can overpower us. But as soon as we recognize in its like the budding moment, like the initial steps, we can easily get our control over that hindrance. Let's suppose that the sense desire arising. If we were with full awareness, we see the while I'm walking, I'm getting this hindrance. While I'm walking, because I see something, or because I heard something, I get this sense desire. Now it distracts my heart. So we get more and more clarity through the full awareness. So we can catch, oh, this is sense desire. Okay. Now when we see the sense desire as it is, without biases, without other judgments, without making any decisions, but just observe it, we can cut off that distraction because we are detaching from that sense desire. The times that we want to think something opposite of sense desire is the time that it overpowered us. So that we need to do a certain reflection in order to attack these distractions, to let it go. But when if we can recognize that, so it is very helpful. So that's why we should not abandon full awareness in any moment of our day, even while eating, even while we are drinking, consuming food, tasting the food, and sitting, standing, walking, talking, waking up, and keeping silent, and even defecating and urinating, one should not abandon the full awareness. They should watch their heart. They should watch their mind in the same time while they were observing their movements. So this takes your life, takes yourself more and more into your life. It invites you more and more to engage with your life, to be more and more aware about your life. Okay, friends. Now I'm going to share with you another sutta, a part of a sutta. Um, about the Buddha's daily activities. So from that we can understand how a person should meditate on full awareness. So this is a extraction from a story, friends. So this one is about the Buddha's bodily movements. Actually, it said that in the Buddha's time there was a elder Brahmin who was very skilled in all the Vedas, all the teachings at that time. So the Brahmins was the highest class, so that they had more power in the society, and they also treated as the sacred, and then everybody in the other caste had to respect and worship and do the chores and activities to them. So this Brahmin was really intelligent, and he heard that the Supreme Buddha is coming to their village. So he wanted to, before he go to meet the Buddha, he wanted to check the Buddha's appearance and Buddha's way of life and Buddha's the how the Buddha like live in the community, and what sort of things that he speak and what he do. So this what the Brahmin did was that he asked from a servant student to go and check and see the Buddha and observe the Buddha and let me know is he exactly a Buddha or not. Because it said that in their text that there are some specific features that they can recognize a Buddha. Buddha means a awakened being. So then they learned in their text that if a Buddha were to be born, they should listen, and then they can practice the Dhamma. But for that, you need to recognize the Buddha. To recognize a Buddha, there are some special features in the Buddha's body. So in this sutta, it describes how the Buddha were like. So there are 32 features in the Buddha's body. And after that, so this boy, this Uttara is the student. The student observe everything in the Buddha's life, how he talk and how he behave and how he walk, and he recognize all of these and go and let know the Brahmin. And later the Brahmin come to the Buddha out of so much joy and look at the Buddha and listen to the teachings, and he too become awakened. So he become an anagami because of listening to Dhamma. So now this is a part of the discussion where this student reveal the Buddha's life to this Brahmin teacher, and this is how it goes. So this is very interesting part in the sutta, and this is the only place where in the suttas that explains about Buddha's bodily movements. So he say, the student say, Master Gautama, Master Gautama, it is Gautama is the Buddha's name. Master Gautama is endowed with these 32 marks of a great man. Yeah, that's the other part. And this part it says from this number 10. When he walks, he steps out with the right foot first. Now, when he start his walk, he put the right foot first. He does not extend his foot too far or put it down too near. Starting the walking, he doesn't put his foot so far or does not put the foot down too near. He walks neither too quickly nor too slowly, which means there is a gentle movements of the Buddha's body. Now, friends, it is an understood teaching in the Vipassana teachings. It says that if a person were to do any movement of their body, normally they create a intention to do that, which means before we start our walk, we think. We think, and the manifestation, like the working of that thinking, is the movement of the body. Now, every movements in our body are preceded by an intention. So we make the intention, okay, I should go now, I should have a walk now. So we think first in our head, in our mind, and then we start our walk. So when the thinking pattern is awakened, there is very um, clear and mindful thoughts arising in the mind so that it slows down. He walks neither too quickly nor too slowly, which means there is a gentle movement of the body. He walks without his knees knocking together. He does not, while he walks, does not knock the knees together. He walks without his ankles knocking together. He walks without raising or lowering his thighs, or bringing them together or keeping them apart. Now, it is said that those who are doing posture meditation, their movements get so much peaceful, and it is just like a um, somebody like put oil or let's say honey out from a bottle. When they put the honey, there is a gentle movement, slower movement of this uh, dripping of the honey to a bowl. So that way, when somebody do the posture meditation, full awareness meditation, their postures get so much serene, calm, and peaceful and gentle. If you were to pour the water, it has a very fast movement. It drops very fastly. But when somebody put honey or if somebody put a oil, it has a very gentle and a slower movement. That way, it is said that the Buddha's postures are very gentle, bringing so much joy to the person who is watching. When he walks, only the lower part of his body oscillates, and he does not walk with bodily effort, which means he doesn't have an aggressive way of walking or a like running, but only the lower part, which means only the legs and down the hips, like the lower part of the body trembles, body the moves, but not the upper part. When he turns to look, he does so with his whole body. It is said that Buddha had the uh, way of holding the body as an elephant. Now, normally when an elephant wants to look back, it turns entire body. It turns entire body to see the back. So it doesn't turn its head and look back. Normally it has the turning of the entire body. It is called Nagavalokana, the watch of an elephant. When he turns to look, he does so with his whole body. Even when he look either sides, he turns his whole body. I remember in a certain sutta in the during the last days of the Buddha, while Buddha was going to pass away, he mentioned the attendant monk, the Ananda Bhante. Before that, he leave the Vaishali, which means the city that Buddha is leaving. He say, "This is my last time that I see this city," and he turned his entire body to that direction of the city and turn back and leave the city. That is where that he go to the Kushinagar where that Buddha passed away. So when he turns to look, he does so with his whole body. He does not look straight up. While walking, he doesn't look straight up, but he does not look straight down. He does not walk looking about. He looks a fluff yolk's length before him. It's a simile, which means that there is, let's suppose it is few meters ahead, but he doesn't look uh, straight in front while he was walking. He do a very close look at the ground, and he entered to the village to take the food while he was walking. Beyond that, he has unhindered knowledge and vision. Somebody might think why there are such limited movements, why that there are such constriction in him. But even though the bodily movements are like that, his knowledge and vision extend so far. It is very massive, very deep knowledge that he had in his life. So, but the bodily movements does not bring suffering for himself or does not bring suffering for another. It is always an skillful movements the Buddha had. So normally Buddha doesn't harm a living being, he doesn't steal others' properties, he doesn't do any sexual conduct, he doesn't speak lies. So he had such a control over his body. But the knowledge is very deep. Now this boy looked at the Buddha, this student looked carefully at the Buddha, what he do next. When he goes indoors, he does not raise or lower his body. Normally, let's suppose that a person were to invite the Buddha into the house to offer the food. When he goes into the house, he does not raise or lower his body or bend it forward or back, which means he doesn't shake like he doesn't do immediate like uh, bodily movements. He has very gentle bodily movements. He doesn't uh, bend while he was walking. He doesn't bend forward or backward. He has very straight body. He turns round neither too far from the seat nor too near it. Let's suppose somebody were to offer the seat. He calmly go to the seat and he does not lean on the seat with his hands. While he want to sit down, he doesn't lean. Even that while he was sitting, he doesn't lean into the seat by his hands. He does not throw his body onto the seat. Immediately, all of a sudden, he doesn't jump into the seat. When seated indoors, he does not fidget with his hands. He doesn't do any unnecessary things by like gestures by his hands, which means unnecessary things like chewing the nails or something like that. He doesn't do that. He does not fidget with his feet. He does not sit with his knees crossed. He does not sit with his ankles crossed. He does not sit with his hand holding his chin. There is a gesture in India and also in Sri Lanka. Sometimes, if something happened, a very misery happened, they put their hand on, like they put their hand on the chin and live like with sadness, like with misery like it says that he doesn't do. Perhaps the people at that time, according to this is this the student's perspective that how he observed him. Perhaps it can be very spread in the culture such a gesture. He does not sit with his hand holding his chin. When seated indoors, he is not afraid. He does not shiver or tremble. He is not nervous. He's sitting on his seat like a lion. When seated indoors, he is not afraid. He does not shiver or tremble. He is not nervous. He stays in the seat up until people offer the meal as a lion without any trembling, without any shivering, without any nervousness, which means he does not have the five hindrances. He does not have something to distract him in his heart. He doesn't have sense desire, which means that he doesn't have an intention. These people should offer me the delicious, only the delicious food. They should not offer me the unpleasant food. They should talk to me kindly. They should not talk to me angrily. They should not um, criticize me. He doesn't have such a anger or sense desire. He doesn't have sleepiness or he doesn't have restlessness in his mind. He doesn't have a doubt about anything in the life. So because of that, he does not tremble. He does not shiver. He's very brave. He's very confident. Being unafraid, not shivering or trembling or nervous, his hair does not stand up and he is intent on seclusion. He doesn't get any terrifying feelings, but he always intent on seclusion, even though he is in the midst of many people, many sense pleasures, many distracted things, full of people around. His heart is always secluded. Heart is peaceful. His heart touched the freedom. He is very free wherever he goes. It is said that in the teachings explained about the enlightened monks, it is said that they live like a deer. When the deer has the slower movements when they walk, and they go to the forest, and when they see somewhere to take the grass, they eat the grass, and when they see somewhere to take the water, they take the water, and they spend entire the deer's life in the forest and roaming in the forest with a free mind. Now, that way, these enlightened beings say to have such a freedom in their heart. So they always content, they always fulfilled. There's no anything to make them so sad or misery to bring them any memories from the past, or why that happened, why this happened, or they don't have anything in the future. Will this gonna happen? Will that gonna happen? They always live in the present moment, but with contentment. When he receives the water for the bowl, he does not raise or lower the bowl or tip it forward or backwards. The bowl means the vessel. Normally, the Buddha and the monks used to take their meal. So when first before they taking the meal, they put the water into the bowl so that the monk can wash that. Then he received the water for the bowl. He does not raise or lower the bowl. He doesn't hold the bowl like upper level or lower level. He know what he's doing. He raised the bowl. He present the bowl to the person who is pouring the water with mindfulness, without raising it or lowering it, or tip it forward or backwards. He doesn't move that. He receives neither too little nor too much water for the bowl. He know how much he need to take the water into the bowl in order to wash it. He washes the bowl without making a splashing noise. When he washes the bowl, he doesn't wash it with making a very distracted noise around to distract others or himself. So he washes the bowl without splashing noise, washes the bowl without turning it around. He does not put the bowl on the floor to wash his hands. When his hands are washed, the bowl is washed. And when the bowl is washed, his hands are washed. He pours the water for the bowl neither too far nor too near. He does not pour it about. When he receive now after cleaning the bowl, so they offer the food. When he receive rice, he does not raise or lower the bowl or tip it forward or backward. He receives neither too little rice nor too much rice. He adds sauces in the right proportion. He does not exceed the right amount of sauce in the mouthful. He turns the mouthful over 2 or 3 times in his mouth and then swallows it. And no rice kernel enters his body unchewed, and no rice kernel remains in his mouth. Then he takes another mouthful. He takes his food experiencing the taste, though not experiencing greed for the taste. The food he takes has 8 factors. These are the meal. This is the meal reflection that we studied in our during last session. Uh, It is said that with the full awareness, the Buddha contemplate the eight qualities, eight factors in the food. He think it is neither for amusement nor for intoxication nor for the sake of physical beauty and attractiveness that I take the food, but only for the endurance and continuance of this body, for the ending of discomfort, and for assisting the holy life. That's the only purpose that Buddha has in his life to take the food. He considers, thus I shall terminate old feelings without arousing new feelings, and shall be healthy and blameless and shall live comfort. Here, the blameless means that he doesn't have any blame in his heart while he is taking the food. That whether I take this food by harming another person, am I taking this food stealing from another? He doesn't have such a blame in his heart while he was taking the food, and he has the healthy attitude, like I should take this food for to be healthy. I should know my health. So this is why I'm taking this food. When he has eaten and receives water for the bowl, he does not raise or lower the bowl or tip it forwards or backwards. Again, the same way, he receives neither too little nor too much water for the bowl. And that way he washes the bowl without making noise, and then he leave the alms bowl. When he has eaten, he puts the bowl on the floor, neither too far nor too near, and he is neither careless of the bowl nor over solicitous about it, which means he doesn't have so much attachment even to the alms bowl. He keep it with near, not too near, but not too far. As long as he want to take, he can take it. But he doesn't have the attachment to the alms bowl that will somebody take my bowl away so that I won't get this bowl anymore. But he doesn't, even though he doesn't abandon his protection over the alms bowl. When he has eaten, he sits in silence for a while. After he take his food, perhaps he's doing a meditation, or perhaps he is spreading loving kindness to those who offered the meal. But he does not let the time for the blessings go by. He doesn't forget the moment to bless the people who bought the food. When he has eaten and gives the blessing, he does not do so criticizing the meal or expecting another meal. He doesn't say, oh, the food was not good, it doesn't have good taste. He doesn't say something like that. Or else he doesn't say good about the food. Oh, this is very delicious, so you should offer this food, the same food the next day. He doesn't expect another meal. He instructs, urges, rouses, and gladdens the audience with talk purely on Dhamma. He only talks the Dhamma. He only preached the Dhamma. If he need to talk, he talk the teachings. This way you practice loving kindness. This way you practice generosity. This way you should abandon anger. This way you should abandon greediness. He explained the Dhamma. When he has done so, he rises from his seat and departs. He walks neither too fast, nor too slow. He walks neither too fast nor too slow, and he does not go as one who wants to get away. He doesn't have such like a feeling that I want to escape from this place, because he doesn't have any fear, doesn't have any delusion in the mind. He doesn't have any pride or any conceit in his life. He does moves just the same way that he enters the house. This is, friends, this is the freedom. This is the freedom of the heart that is spread all over the bodily movements. His, his robe is worn neither too high nor too low on his body, nor too tight against his body, nor too loose on his body, nor does the wind blow his robe away from his body. Dust and dirt do not soil his body. Because it said dust and dirt do not soil his body means that it says that he had a very fine and very soft uh, bodily skin, so that skin doesn't attach with the dirt because it's fine. It's softness, just like the cotton wool, so it doesn't stays any dust. When he has gone to the monastery, he sits down on a seat made ready. Having sat down, he washes his feet, though he does not concern himself with grooming his feet. Having washed his feet, he seats himself cross-legged, sets his body erect, establishes mindfulness in front of him. He does not occupy his mind with self-affliction or the affliction of others, or the affliction of both. He sits with his mind set on his own welfare, on the welfare of others, and on the welfare of both, even on the welfare of the whole world, which means he practiced loving kindness meditation. And that way he abandons all the hindrances. After finishing the food, he go to his room and start his meditation. And during the meditation, what he does is to abandon the hindrances. I'm talking in perspective of practitioners like us, but he doesn't have the hindrances in his heart. So he has very pure mind. But when it was instructed for the practitioner, he said, after you go to the foot of a tree or to an empty hut or to a forest or to a cave, very secluded place, you start your meditation to let go the hindrances. That is the meditation all about, letting go the hindrances. Because if we are searching for the stillness is where that we don't have any hindrances. There's only the stillness. So that stillness can make our speech better, our speech gentle, and also our bodily movements gentle. So everything starts from the mind. So the mind is the core, is the forerunner to all the actions. When the mind is peaceful, when the mind is pure, so the bodily movements also will be pure. And when somebody practices full awareness, they will practice full awareness to make the mind peaceful in all the activities, in every time, in every actions that they do. They train this full awareness. Okay, friends. So that is one part of another part of this sutta. But I will stop over here. Perhaps we can study this as we go along. Um, okay, friends. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Tiruvasarana Swamina, so what is the name of the sutta?
It is called Brahmaya Sutta, the name of the Brahmin. Brahmaya Sutra. ලොකු ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ කරපේකුත් තියෙනවා ඒකේ.
Auntie, where can we find it? Which Nikaya?
Yeah, that's the exact one. The other friend asked.
Yeah, which Nikaya?
Oh, the Nikaya. It's Majjhima Nikaya.
Okay.
Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 91.
91. Okay.
Yeah, 91.
Can I ask a question, Bhante?
Yeah.
So when I attend the retreats,
Yes.
and after I have that delicious meal,
Yes.
I always go and talk to the people who prepared it.
Yes.
And I tell them how delicious it is and how wonderful it is.
Yes.
I don't start giving them a Dhamma talk. but I just tell them how great the food was this time, as it always is. And I think last time it was better than it's ever been. So I told them that as well. So what are you supposed to do? I mean, as a
You can,
practitioner?
most beneficial for them is to say a Dhamma fact, something that you practiced.
Oh,
When you say that this food is delicious, it is actually the loving kindness that you
right,
have compassion towards them, and you share your love with them. That is loving kindness.
right.
But if you can share with them something that you learned, that is Dhamma, because that helps them to be awakened. That helps
Okay.
them to be more and more involved in their generosity. It is said that the highest gift is the giving of not the food, not the clothes, not the dwelling places, not any material thing, but the giving of the Dhamma. If somebody were to give the Dhamma, like the giving and sharing the teachings, that is the highest giving. Because that is how one learns to let go and practice the generosity. That's how they will um, understand and know how to do the skillful things and how to let go the unskillful things.
So can
So,
you, yeah,
yeah,
go ahead. So can
yeah.
you do you not say anything about the food and
No, you can say it.
you can say anything about the food?
As long as if something is not a lie,
Yeah,
something is not a divisive talk, something is not a harsh word,
right.
something is not a pointless word, I'm sorry, word,
Yeah. Okay.
you can speak.
And then I can give them a short little Dhamma talk because I won't
What
have
you
much
will
time.
left, yeah, what you
I-
will left there is to talk
Yeah.
the Dhamma. I mean, like we can talk about our own, like worldly things, like what we are doing and what we are, like like we can do some like conversations with others,
Hmm.
uh, but it's more effective if you talk Dhamma because the Dhamma can protect your mindfulness and protect the mindfulness of another person.
Okay, I'll have to prepare something before the retreat.
Could it even be something as simple um, as well as saying how delicious the food was, um, how mindful you felt, or you were it was easy to be mindful while you were eating it, or something like that. Is that what you mean by Dharma, or do you mean something
Um,
more than that?
Dharma means our practice, things that we practice and things that we learn. That is Dhamma. Like for an example, let's say I can say that um, uh, when the Buddha taught us the Dhamma, he say in the Dhamma that when you take the food, you should reflect that I don't take this food for the sake of physical beauty, only for the sake of physical beauty. I don't take this food for to be intoxicated. Instead, I take this food to be um, uh, live my holy life so that I don't get distress or pain through the hunger, so that I can continue my practice. So we can say, for an example, that is how the teachings say that you should consider about the food. So that support to the person who never heard about the meal reflection, that will start a discussion, a Dhamma discussion. Then that person would ask, "Oh, how you do that?" Then you say, "Oh, this is how you do that." So you go and you practice full awareness. We learned many things. If that person does not bring up a Dhamma talk, you can give a Dhamma talk. You can. It doesn't mean like you should sit down and start to preach, but you can you can stay exchange your words relating to the meditation. Say that somebody tell, "Oh, you know what? This person did that to me. This person did this to me. It is not good." Let's say somebody bringing up such a discussion. So we say, "Oh, really? What if we can spread loving kindness?" In a tricky way, because we cannot say it to their face. Like
Mhm.
well, don't get angry, display loving kindness. We don't say like that, but we can, skillful means we can take them to the Dharma discussion and then make them heal and make ourselves heal. So yeah, we should be very clever while we living in the world, so to protect our peace of mind. That is why it says that while you talking, you should train and exercise your full awareness.
Well, I'm with Alan in terms of I think I got to do a lot of studying before I go to the next retreat.
Well, in the morning time, we do a discussion. You can remember that discussion and
True.
talk more about that discussion while you are getting the food with the other person. Uh, because the problem is like if we were to get more and more greed, our mind become restless. Yeah, that's the problem. So that even we start to observe breath, it won't go to the breath, and our mind will bring up all the things uh, in the past.
Well, you can start out with sharing the merits when you
Exactly. Wow, that's a very good one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
is a good idea.
it's an
Yeah,
easy
that's
one.
also Dhamma.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, we cannot copy the Buddha's life, enlightened lives, like that they do for themselves, because that is, they came to such a peaceful state by practicing. There is a practice. Practice takes you to such a level of peace and mindful living. But if we were to imitate and if we were to copy and paste these movements, okay, today onwards, I will do this slow movement. It is a copying. We won't be able to live that way forever because at some point we didn't know that how we did because it is forceful. It is bringing more and more tiredness. We can be like I have seen some meditators when they learn the posture meditation, they do it like they do it forcefully and they make themselves like a robot. Robots start to work like a robot.
It has to be organic. It
It
has to
has
be organic.
it will come to you naturally. These are the benefits and the results of the practice, that gentle movements, but it comes to you naturally if you do the task, if you take the meditation object correctly. The meditation object is the postures. If you do it correctly, it is a sure thing that you will get the results of the peaceful movements. So that it is not a copy. It is not a copy paste, but it is naturally comes to you with the peaceful heart. What happened when we get angry? What happened to our movements? Do you see when we get angry, we look lean at the ground and very aggressively clenching our fist, and we walk very like I don't remember the word. Like we get such a distracted movements, and we look others harshly. We turn our heads harshly. It is because anger possesses the heart. But loving kindness makes us so gentle and peaceful. Do you like this meditation?
well, I would have a hard time with a bowl, holding the bowl, cleaning the bowl.
You just need practice. You just have to practice, Manfred.
I
Train,
just have
train,
to get a
train,
bowl
train
first.
yourself. Take time, train yourself. At some point, it will give you more and more um, peaceful heart. It's really amazing. You can live in the present moment by practicing full awareness. It says that this is the last point. It says that in the commentaries that those who are doing full awareness meditation has a body always like cool body,
Cool.
very cold body. Cold means like there is very in the jhanic levels, like we feel these in the first John it says that they feel this coolness in their body spread all over their body, kind of a soothing, peaceful and relaxing bodily touch. It says that those who are doing full awareness, their body feels so cool, very relaxed, doesn't have any weight in their body. Even they are doing work, whatever the work they are doing, their body is very, like soft and does not have any weight, doesn't feel any weight. Some people said me about their experiences that they said while they were doing full awareness meditation, they felt that they are walking on the cotton,
Is that the
walking on the cotton, walking on the feathers, walking on the sky. Because of that one-pointedness, they attained the first jhana in the full awareness meditation. When they go to sleep, they don't have very distracted bodily movements in their bed. They have very peaceful and calm and gentle movements in their bed. And then they wake up, they have the same movements. There are many things to discover for us, friends, in our life. There are many things to explore. Okay.
Bhante, is that the degree of concentration or mindfulness, or
Yes.
that's what it is?
Yeah, it's a higher, not higher. It is the correct result of successful focus to the meditation object of postures. Okay, friends. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So may we have the great opportunity by the power of this merit we collected by studying this sutta. May we all have the great opportunity to practice the Buddha's teachings, and may we have the great opportunity to practice the full awareness meditation and be able to attain the peace of mind, and also to attain the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation.
Sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I also share the meditation with my teacher Bhante and all the other Bhantes. May all the Bhantes be able to realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much for joining, friends.
Well, thank you, Bhante.
Thank you,
Thank
Bhante.
you, Bhante.
Hour has already
Thank you,
passed.
Bhante.
Another
Thank
great
you.
one, but I don't have
Thank you,
recipients to
Bhante.
tell you because there's
Thank
no
you.
time.
Thero
Thank you
Saraswati.
very much, Bhante. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo
Thank you,
Buddhaya,
Bhante.
Bhante.
Be well.
Namo
Buddhaya, Bhante. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
Namo
you.
Buddhaya, everybody.
Namo
Yeah.
Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya. Thank you, Bhante.
you're very welcome.
Namo Buddhaya, Theravan Saranai Bandam.